All right, this is the third video for section 8.2, and we're going to look at this next scenario with Ian Rice. He is married with 2 allowances, and it says his gross pay for last week was $1,230. Now, by saying his gross pay last week, that's implying that he is paid weekly. So that's what we're going to use here. So 2 allowances, and we're going to say weekly pay. All right, so the weekly pay, the weekly allowance is $79.80. So we'll be taking that times 2, $79.80 times 2, and it turns out that that is $159.60, which may make sense because weekly versus bi-weekly is once a week or once every 2 weeks. Okay, so that's how it ends up being the same amount. Okay, so we're going to take his gross pay and subtract his allowance amount to get his taxable wages of $1,070.40. And of course, we're going to use that on the next slide. Remember, he is married. Okay, I'm going to have to pause. I had to pause for just a minute to get the slide to show up. I have weird things that happen sometimes. Okay, so weekly and married means that we are going to be in the right-hand column, right, and married. So we will be on this box, right? That is the part where we're going to find his federal withholding. So on to the next slide. So we're looking at where the taxable wages of $1,070.40 will fit on this. You know, where does it go in this chart? And you will see that that is between $588 and $1,711. Okay, so that means that he will pay $36.60, and that's plus 12%. We're on the 12% again of the excess over $588. And then we work our way down. So $36.60, 12% is 0.12. We're subtracting from $1,070.40. Okay, so we're multiplying now times this amount we get when we subtract, which is $482.40. So $36.60 plus 12% of $482.40 is $57.89. Also remember, you're looking at these numbers thinking, gosh, they're kind of small, but this is a weekly paycheck, so that makes a difference when it's only taken out weekly. So we end up with a total of the FIT withholding at $94.49. Okay. Now this last part is kind of putting this all together. It says find FICA and his year-to-date. It says find Ian's net pay. Let me go back to that part. Ian's net pay. And then we're going to find all these different things. So we're going to find FICA. His year-to-date so far is just $26,500. So that means that there's no limit for him on this because he's not anywhere close to $128,400. He pays $28.50 for his insurance, medical insurance, 5% of his gross pay for state insurance. $25 is withheld from each paycheck to go directly into savings. Okay. Now, we go back here to his gross pay. So basically, we're going to take his gross pay and subtract all these different things that we find. Now, we already know his FIT is $94.49. Okay, we know he's going to be taking out $25 per week and $27.50. So let's go ahead and put those on there, right? So now we've got 25 on there, $27.50, and his fit. We also need to calculate his state taxes. So 1,230 times 5%, because notice it says 5% of his gross pay will go to state taxes. So you calculate that, and it is $61.50. So we're also going to subtract, I'm going to add these together actually. We're going to add them all up and then subtract them from 1230. So $61.50. Since I put the parentheses in here, I need to write that a little bit differently. Okay, so this is state. And then let's look at FICA. So for FICA, we're going to figure on the full amount because he's not anywhere close to the cutoff for his year-to-date. We're multiplying by 6.2% for Social Security and 1.45% for Medicare. Okay, so those two are $76.26 for his Social Security, and then $17.84 for Medicare. And if we add those together, it is $94.10. Right, that was FICA. So we're adding that in, $94.10. Now I'm going to double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 5 numbers. If I add those all together, it is $302.59. All right, so I'm going to take $1,230 and subtract $302.59, and that gives me net pay of $927.41, and that is his net pay for the week. Oh, that was a terrible circle there. I actually have a circle maker here. Let's just use that. All right. That is his net pay. So you can see that there were several things that went into that. We had to calculate fit, which we already had done. I'm going to write that. That's fit. This is fit right here. And that was FICA. I almost had those back. I was about to label those backward. And so that is the end of lesson 8.2.